Hello and welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon, and today we're going to be reviewing The Two Towers. So, I know I started this series a couple of years ago, and the whole point of it being reviewing movies that were turning 20. And now, this movie is actually 21. It came out in 2002. I was supposed to review it last year, but with the movie and everything, I just really didn't have enough time to review a 3-hour movie. It's quite a chore to edit, honestly, but I did want to get back into it, so I'm going to review The Two Towers now, and hopefully get around to The Return of the King soon. I can't promise anything, but I do want to review that soon as well. I love this movie. I love the whole trilogy. I've said before how the first one is my favorite. I know that's a little bit of an unpopular opinion. Shut the fuck up, bitch. So, I'm sorry, I wasn't talking to you. Can you go away now? Honestly, I think The Two Towers, which is considered the worst by most, might be my second favorite of the three, but I don't know, I haven't seen it in a little bit, so let's check it out and see how well it holds up. I know it holds up. I do. I've seen it recently enough to know that these movies are all still great, but let's go through it anyway. This is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Let's do it. Once again, the score is just so good. These movies are so good. I'm gonna spend most of the time talking about how great this movie is.
Dark fire will not avail you! Flame of Unknown! You shall not pass!
Everybody always talks about the Lord of the Rings, and they do this with like Jurassic Park too, talking about how great the practical effects are. And it's like, oh, see, this is why you do practical effects. They hold up so great, and I agree, but there's a crap ton of CGI in this and Jurassic Park, and the CGI all holds up too, because the CGI is amazing in these movies. CGI can be great. I definitely am of the mindset of use practical effects whenever and wherever possible, but CGI, when used right, can be absolutely amazing. It's just nowadays we rush it and we spend so little time and money on it that it ends up looking terrible, like in all of the Marvel movies. But like Avatar 2, they look amazing. This movie is 21 years old. There's a couple of things that don't hold up perfectly, but the CGI still looks great.
Mr. Frodo? It's the ring, isn't it?
No, it's my heartburn.
They're thieves. They're thieves.
Like, seriously, Gollum in this looks better than 90% of the stuff in the MCU does anymore. That's what happens when people who care about the craft and are like creating new things and passionate about inventing new ways of creating amazing imagery. When they're behind this, they can make amazing, unique, wonderful stuff. It's also amazing when you consider how much effort went into the way they did the CGI with Gollum. You know how nowadays you see like they've got the dots all over their face especially, but all over their body they've got like the big white dots and then a bunch of little black dots on their face. The headset with the camera right here recording their face. With him, they just put him in a bodysuit. No dots, no cameras, nothing. They just had him and then would just erase him and put CGI over where he was. There was no help. There was no system set up. They had to do everything from scratch. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
What is it? What do you smell? Man flesh.
Aragorn's not entirely man, though. He is part elf, so it's like, do you really smell man flesh? Because then it's not Aragorn. Or do you smell like mostly man flesh mixed with a little bit of elf? In which case, then maybe that is Aragorn. Aragorn, now is not the time to nap. We have to save the halflings. Get up.
Not idly do the leaves of Lorien fall.
They may yet be alive.
Less than a day ahead of us. Come.
I always forget how much they increased the humor from the first one to the other two, which I like and dislike at the same time. It's very much what later got branded as like Disney or MCU humor, and I don't like that, but at least it's confined to just a couple of characters, and these movies being like Merry and Pippin are funny, and then Gimli and Legolas are funny. But like, Gimli was not funny at all in the first one. And then these ones, all of a sudden, he's just like a punching bag the whole time. I kind of hate it because he shouldn't be, but I can't be mad at it because it is actually funny.
What do your elf eyes see?
The Uruks turn northeast. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Oh, the memes. All three movies have been utterly ruined by the memes. Well, not ruined. Enhanced, really, actually. Theodred, will he make it? I'm sorry, but it appears that he's Theo-dead now. I'm so sorry.
It was ambushed by orcs. If we don't defend our country, Saruman will take it by force.
That is a lie.
Oh my god, it's Severus Snape. Or maybe Tommy Wiseau. Look, a hybrid of the two. What a shot. This movie is so beautiful. Who is the cinematographer? Andrew Lesnie. He hasn't done like anything good other than Lord of the Rings. I get so confused. Like, nobody that made these movies, other than the actors, a lot of the actors are really good, but like Peter Jackson is not a great director. The cinematographer is not a great cinematographer. The guy who composed the soundtrack, Howard Shore, what else has he done? He did a lot of Scorsese stuff. I mean, they're good movies, but like, when do you ever go like, you know what's got a good soundtrack? The Aviator. I don't think anybody does that. It's just so weird that like, these movies are amazing. It's almost like it happened by accident. It's very similar to the whole like George Lucas Star Wars thing. There's just a beautiful storm where they almost just accidentally made gold and never were able to recapture that again. I mean, Peter Jackson made the King Kong movies. He also made the Hobbit movies. He hasn't made anything good since. It's crazy that these movies are this good.
What's making that noise?
The trees, Pippin.
What about their legs? They don't eat those. Ooh, they look tasty. Gut bush them! Carving up! Just a mouthful!
I love the sound effect there. There's some like morbid humor in this. This is the sound effects, the throwing the intestines. It's a little bit goofy, honestly, actually.
A red sun rises. Blood has been spilled this night.
The sun is red every time it rises. Like a lost. What the fuck are you talking about? It rained this morning. That means that people were crying. Sure, buddy. Okay, whatever you say.
What business? There's an elf, a man, and a dwarf having the Riddermark.
It pisses me off every time I see that they're like an elf, a man, and a dwarf, and they show Aragorn on elf and Legolas on man, and then don't even bother showing Gimli. It's like, could the editor have just paid a little bit more attention? Just a little bit.
I'm Aragorn, son of Aragorn. This is Gimli, son of Gloin, and Legolas of the Woodland Realm.
He doesn't have a dad. He just popped out of a tree one day. We don't know where he came from.
Saruman has poisoned the mind of the king and claimed lordship over these lands. My company are those loyal to Rohan, and for that we are banished. The White Wizard is cunning.
The White Wizard is cunning. he's not super athletic, so he has to use his brain to outwit his opponents. He's also, I think some would say, sneaky athletic, honestly, but it's mainly his brain and his wits. That's what gives him a distinct advantage over his opponent, the Black Wizard.
Hasselfeld, Errol.
What two riders of Rohan are now just on foot or sharing, like they're on the back of, they're like bitch riding somebody else's horse now? Like what? What? Those poor guys.
It's one of their wee belts.
Ironi. Abweneth.
So the really cool thing about that scene is when he kicked, you know, it's like the most common piece of trivia from these movies that anybody ever talks about, but it's so much fun you can't not talk about it. In case you somehow don't know what I'm alluding to, when Viggo Mortensen, who plays Aragorn, kicks that helmet and then screams, it was because he...
A hobbit lay here. And the other.
There was a mighty duel. The loser ran off alone, while the winner followed those footprints toward Gilda.
Fangor, what madness drove me there?
I don't know, maybe the possibility of being killed and then burned alive. Just killed and burned, normally, I suppose. Can't really be killed and then burned alive. That would be difficult, anyway.
It's talking, Mary. The tree is talking.
Tree? I am no tree. I am an ent.
Tree herder.
No, an ent! How do you get tree herder out of ent? They sound nothing alike. You're stupid. You're deliberately not listening.
Whose side are you on?
Side. I am on nobody's side. Because nobody is on my side.
Ah, a libertarian, a man after my own heart. Well, more centrist at this point. The Libertarian Party is kind of annoying. I don't really associate with them anymore. But you don't really, just centrists in general.
Dead marshes. Yes, that is their name. This way. Don't follow the lights. Oh. Careful now. All hobbits go down to join the dead ones and light little candles of their own.
That sounds fun. Cute, even. Little candles, little hobbits with little candles.
Frodo!
I love this movie. I love this movie. I love this movie.
Gollum?
So that scene's really cool for a couple reasons. One, it's a really cool way to just, have a little bit of extra fantasy in there. They don't really develop it at all, but for the brief moment you see it, it's a really cool scene with really cool imagery, really interesting, makes you ask more, like, I want to know more about this. But then for a character and story developing side of things, it's there because when you see the hand come in to grab Frodo and pull him out, your first thought is obviously going to be Sam. Sam is saving him because it's Sam. Of course he's going to be the one to save him, but then he pulls him out and you see, oh, it's Gollum. The guy we don't trust, he's saving him? Man, maybe we do trust him. And it's a big character development moment. It's a big story development moment. Something that shows Frodo beginning to crack around the edges a little bit and be like, maybe I don't need to have this hard shell, this hard outer layer toward Gollum. He's already been a little sympathetic toward him, but now he's starting to be empathetic toward him. It's really a great scene. It really is. This movie is so good. They fly now? They fly now!
Blood.
I was hoping it would be ketchup. Foiled again. One of these days I will find the fabled ketchup bush.
The air's so close in here.
How close are you used to air being to you?
The White Wizard approaches. We must be quick.
Imagine just Gandalf was just slightly less prepared. It's just like, hey guys, whoa! You shot me! I just came back from the dead and you shot me! Oh! Oh my god! I'm dying the second time! What the hell, guy? Oh! Oh! No.
It cannot be.
I got back up. I had life alert.
We must ride to Edoras with all speed.
We must ride with all speed. You guys brought speed, right? Oh. What? You bring, like, heroin? Coke? Nothing? What's wrong with you guys? How can I do magic without any kind of drugs?
I can see a way down. Sam, no! Ah!
That's an amazing magical cape you have there. It'd be a shame if we never use that ever again. Also, you might want to have waited for them to be just a little bit farther away before you took that back off. Like, wait, did you hear that? Oh, yeah. They're right there. We missed them. Let's go get them. I thought I distinctly heard the sound of somebody removing a magical cape, and there it is. Somebody had just removed a magical cape. Oh.
There's another way.
Yeah, I question what Frodo's plan was. He's like, we're just gonna go to the gate, the front door of Mordor, and be like, hee, let us in. We've got some luggage to drop off. Oh, God damn it. We just put that flag there.
Ill news is an ill guest.
Be silent. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. I have not passed so far in death to bandy crooked words with a witless worm.
Stop. I told you to take the wizard's staff.
You saw him walk all the way in with that and didn't react until now. Can you really blame them? You're the stupid one. That was the fakest punch I've ever seen, Orlando. God damn. I feel like there definitely was a little bit of this in the first one too, but it ramps up in this one. All of the main characters are superheroes. They were just surrounded by the royal guard who are all fully armed and they have no weapons and they just single-handedly just destroy all of them. It's a little goofy. It is a little goofy. I know your face. You're the waitress from Hooters, aren't you? I'd recognize you anywhere.
Dark have been my dreams of late.
I dreamed my son died? Huh. Glad that didn't happen. He what?
I've only ever served you, my lord.
Your leechcraft would have had me crawling on all fours like a beast.
Send me not from your sight.
No, my lord! No, my lord!
Let him go. Enough blood has been spilled on his account.
Yeah, let him go home so he can go kill more people. Dumbass.
Where is Deirdre?
They are dead. They are dead.
Simbalmuna, ever has it grown on the tombs of my forebears. Now it shall cover the grave of my son.
You know, your beard looks like your sword handle. Hilt thing. Is that intentional? Why would you design your sword to look like your face? Hey Théoden, this'll cheer you up. Look, I can use my magic to push that guy off the horse. Look. I'll make you laugh. Or you'll just keep crying. Alright.
You must fight.
You have 2,000 good men riding north as we speak.
And they're accompanied by 20 to 30 more just mediocre men. There's a couple of bad men in there, but we don't talk about them.
I will not risk open war.
What about, closed war?
Open war is upon you, whether you would risk it or not.
When last I looked, Théoden, not Aragorn, was king of Rohan.
Why did we just throw in a burp there? Just for comedic effect, just to lighten the mood? It's so dumb. We didn't need that. We could cut that out.
The Grey Pilgrim. That's what they used to call me.
Nobody called you that. Nobody called you that. They called you the Grey Wizard. Or Gandalf the Grey Pilgrim. You can't have revisionist history here, Gandalf. Just because you wanted to have a nickname doesn't mean anybody else called you that.
Send out your Wag Riders.
The what? The Wag Riders? You mean wargs? I know you're Christopher Lee and you were good friends with Tolkien and all, but like there's an R in there.
Wicked, tricksy, false. No, master. Yes, precious. False. They will cheat you, hurt you, lie. Master's my friend. You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
This scene should be shown in every acting class ever for the rest of time. Andy Serkis is such a treasure, and he's so underrated because he always plays these CGI characters. He's so good, though. He's honestly one of my favorite actors of all time. I love this dude.
Leave now and never come back. Leave now and never come back. We told him to go away. And away he goes, precious. Gone. Smeagol is free.
Honestly, like, that's just one of the best acting performances I've ever seen in my life. It's legitimately amazing. How did he not get nominated for an Oscar? Like, it has to be the CGI. It has to be. Like, that's so good.
You'll make him sick, you will. Behaving like that. There's only one way to eat a brace of conies.
What's it doing? Stupid fat hobbit.
He took so much offense at the word fat there. Speaking of which, though, how is Sam fat after all this time? They're walking mile after mile every day, eating barely any food. How is he not skinny? How is he not ripped at this point?
What we need's a few good taters.
What's taters, precious? What's taters, eh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
You know, I know Frodo has like the worst survival instincts of anybody ever, but you'd think at some point he'd learn to not just go wandering off into the woods near Mordor because he heard a goofy sounding bird.
Mr. Frodo, look. It's an oliphant.
One of the cool things about Tolkien in his writing is that, like, different species had different names for different things. So, like, hobbits call them oliphants, but, like, nobody else did. Now, unfortunately, in the movies, they just now are only referred as oliphants, which is, like, the lamest version of their name. Oh, well. It's Robin Hood and his merry men! Oh my god, we're saved!
This is a dream. Then it is a good dream.
Why did they film it like that? They broke the rule. If you're gonna have a scene between two people talking, you're supposed to have one person on this side and one person on that side. That's why they filmed the whole thing with Gollum the way they did. And they deliberately had this awkward cut, and I thought it would be so that would make sense when they were cutting between them two. But they have Aragorn on this side, and then she's on this side too? What were you thinking? Nobody cares, but I care. What were you thinking? I love that Viggo Mortensen became, like, semi-fluent in Elvish, and then requested that they write in more scenes where he could speak Elvish, but I think you can also kind of tell what scenes those are, because so many times he's speaking Elvish, and then the person he's talking to is, like, speaking English, and you're like, why are you not speaking the same language, guys? Especially when you're talking to an elf, and they're speaking English, and then you're speaking Elvish, it's like, what? Huh? What? Just so pointlessly badass, but I accept it. Don't headbutt. Nobody wins in a headbutt. Okay, but why did the warg just run off the cliff? I know it's dramatic, but like, why is he stupid?
So few of you have returned.
Well, yeah! Did you not see that we were all being attacked and killed? Dumbass! Dumb bitch.
Lord Aragorn. Where is he?
I didn't feel like coming. He went home.
Bar the gate and set a watch on the surround.
One of those who cannot fight, my lord.
Fuck them! Throw them outside! They'll slow them down. We can shoot them as they're picking them off.
How can fire undo stone? What kind of device could bring down the wall?
Well, that facial expression. I never noticed that before. It's like, you idiot. What are you doing?
If it is breached, it would take a number beyond reckoning. Thousands to storm the keep.
Tens of thousands.
But, my lord, there is no such force.
What about a rugby stadium full of fans? Is that enough? That's how they recorded the audio of them cheering, in case you didn't know. How did they see that? How did they see that? He's this big up on a little tower. Oh, he went like this. He went like this, guys. Time to all shut up. Uruk-hai must have great eyesight.
You have fought gallantly. Worthy of recognition in the archives of the Jedi Order.
Was he just making out with his horse in his sleep? Never mind. I don't want to know.
If Sauron is defeated and Aragorn made king and all that you hope for comes true, you will still have to taste the bitterness of mortality. Whether by the sword or the slow decay of time, Aragorn will die. But you, my daughter, you will linger on.
This movie looks great. I don't know how many times you can say it, but this movie is beautiful. That imagery is astounding. That's like a fucking, like, emo music video. My Chemical Romance probably saw this and like, you know, 9/11 really inspired me, but what really inspired me was the Two Towers. The other Two Towers. That's what they said in the interview. They're like, we were inspired to make My Chemical Romance because of the Two Towers. They're like, 9/11? No. Lord of the Rings.
The strength of the ring-bearer is failing in his heart. Frodo begins to understand. The quest will claim his life. You know this. You have foreseen it.
So how are they talking? Like, are they on, like, Elvish Skype? What's going on? Sorry, that's, like, Elvish Zoom for you young people.
We set out from Rivendell with 7 companions. 1 we lost in Moria. 2 were my kin. A dwarf there was also, and an elf. And 2 men. Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and Boromir of Gondor.
You're a friend of Boromir?
I mean, I was until he tried to steal my ring, and he was kind of a jerk to me. I mean, have you met the guy? What an asshole, am I right? Why are you looking like that? What's wrong? Why are you taking out your sword?
You can do it. Use the ring, Mr. Frodo. Just this once. Put it on. Disappear.
This is kind of where the whole heroin, like, comparison kind of falls flat a little bit. It's like, come on, Mr. Frodo, just use your heroin to escape one last time. I guess escape reality. It's a bad friend. You're a bad friend, Sam. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, Sam. You're a great friend. We all make mistakes.
Great host, you say?
Yes, absolutely fantastic host. I came in, immediately handed me pizza bagel bites fresh out the oven, Mountain Dew on tap. He had Call of Duty, he had Smash Bros, Halo 3. Best host ever.
Saruman's hordes will pillage and burn. We've seen it before. Crops can be resown. Homes rebuilt.
It's a fantastic crane shot. I'm assuming that was a crane shot. Man, that was awesome.
They do not come to destroy Rohan's crops or villages. They come to destroy his people, down to the last child.
What would you have me do? Look at my men. Their courage hangs by a thread. If this is to be our end, then I would have them make such an end as to be worthy of remembrance.
Remembered by who? If they're dead, who's remembering it? The Uruk-hai?
You must call for aid.
And who will come? Elves, dwarves. We are not so lucky in our friends as you. The old alliances are dead.
Gondor will answer.
Gondor will answer. Gondor.
Where was Gondor when the Westfold fell? Where was Gondor when our enemies closed in around us? Where was Gondor?
Oh, wait, they were right there. Well, forget that time. When was Gondor here the other times? Have I mentioned this movie's good? Have I mentioned that? If I haven't yet, just take note, because I think it might be.
Look at them. They're frightened. I can see it in their eyes.
Boyahun. Neled Herain. Dan Carmenig.
Siberia Farhun, Amar Nanededoras.
Aragorn. Nedin Dagor. Hen Urir Othari. Nathadagathair.
Then I shall die as one of them.
What did he say? Did he say die? Was that Elvish? It sounded a lot like he said die in English.
Who am I, Gamling?
You are our king, sire.
And you trust your king?
Not particularly.
What is your name?
Hallis, son of Helm, my lord. The men are saying that we will not live out the night.
Are you sure you're a male? Like, positive you're a male? Not that we're that picky right now, but like, are you sure? Have you checked lately?
This is a good sword. Halith, son of Hammer.
There is always hope.
The fact that we don't ever see this kid again leads me to believe he died during this battle. Like, we don't see him after the battle, right? We don't see him in the next movie. That kid dies, right?
An alliance once existed between elves and men. Long ago, we fought and died together.
Why go on? You are most welcome.
Thanks, but we're not staying. We're just passing through, really.
We are proud to fight alongside men once more.
And one dwarf. Just one. Yeah, where are the dwarves this whole time, by the way? We never see, like, any dwarves at all.
You could have picked a better spot.
It's funny, though. It's dumb, but it's funny, though. This movie's freaking awesome, dude. Must have been such a pay to film. Like, I've heard so many horror stories about filming this battle scene, but it's so worth it. It's so awesome. I need to see, like, the unedited cut that's, like, 5 hours long, or however long it was. I think it's, like, 20 hours long. Oh, I was gonna show the Uruk-hai mercy. I was just gonna be gentle to them when I was murdering them. Thanks, Aragorn. Now I know not to do that. Oh my god, that's so cool.
What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it to you? Or would you like me to find you a box?
Like, I should hate that, because we just went from one of the coolest shots in the whole goddamn trilogy to stupid, like, comic relief. But the humor's good enough that I can't be mad at it. I really can't. Okay, I know he said hold, but like, why? Why not shoot them? You said show them no mercy, and here we were supposed to have like honor and not shoot them until they were done with their little chants? What, are we gonna piss them off? They're Uruk-hai, they're already pissed. They have one mode of being, and it's pissed. I don't get it. I don't know. Why are we holding? Why are we not killing them all? Yeah, shoot them now! It's never gonna get easier. Look how well you want to be able to shoot accurately, so they need to be close. There's a whole freaking wave of them. You're not gonna miss. How did I forget? There was a Wilhelm scream in here. Wasn't even hidden at all. Just straight up Wilhelm.
I'm on 17!
Why did you just do that, Gimli? When he said no mercy, I don't think he meant cut their balls off with the battle axe. God damn. What a legend. Look at that dude. He's like the Boromir of the orcs. Look at that. Absolute legend, dude. Oh no. Not the elf guy that we met at some point. One other reason why, I may have said this during the Fellowship of the Ring review, there's so much more weight to the first one because, like, Boromir dies. Like, a character we legitimately care about. Like, one of the main characters. Gandalf, too. That's 2 main characters. Like, 2 out of 9 main characters die. And then in this one, Gandalf comes back, so you've undone part of that weight of the first one, and then the only people that can die moving forward are like sort of important characters, like Ham, whatever that guy's name was, died, and then this random elf dude dies. Nobody important dies. Nobody, like, we're gonna miss at all dies. Not saying you have to go full Game of Thrones, but it's like, when you've got Gimli jumping into, like, an entire group of Uruk-hai and just swinging his axe like crazy and killing everybody, you just know nobody's gonna die, and it loses a little bit of impact, you know? The first one had a couple of cheesy moments. I don't feel like there's anything on this level, though. They're just clearing out an entire bridge of bad guys, like they're superheroes or something. Like, they're not even scared of dying.
Gimli! Aragorn! Get out of there!
But we could seriously just kill the entire army if you wanted us to. Really, it's not that big of a deal. I don't mind. You mind, Gimli? No, we don't mind. Maybe we can start giving the swords to the women now. I know we want to be sexist and all, but, like, there's a lot of dead people with swords that don't be using them anymore. Yes, don't be using them. That is what I said. Maybe we could start giving those swords to the women now, Let me just sit here dramatically a moment. I know people are dying, but I just want to look really cool for a second. And man, I do. It's a great shot. It looks really cool. I enjoyed this movie. Your fingernails are a disaster, dude. I don't know what you're doing all day, every day, but you just must be gnawing on those bad boys.
It's me. It's your Sam. I can't do this, Sam.
You know, as much as Michael Bay gets made fun of for his obsession with slow-mo, nothing ever gets said about Peter Jackson's massive overuse of it in this movie. When you're putting dialogue in slow-mo, I think you're using it just a tad too much.
It's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here.
You're not wrong. They never went there in the book, so that's actually a very appropriate line. I love Easter eggs like that. That's actually clever writing. It's like they, for whatever reason, they wanted to change that. I don't know if they thought it made it more dramatic or whatever. They just wanted to shift the story in that direction, but then to, like, leave a nod, a wink at the audience, like, we know this is wrong. We just wanted to do it, okay?
I wonder if people will ever say, let's hear about Frodo in the ring. And they'll say, yes, it's one of my favorite stories. Frodo was really courageous, wasn't he, Dad?
Nah, he's kind of whiny and annoying. And had really big, buggy blue eyes.
You've left out one of the chief characters. Samwise the Brave. I want to hear more about Sam. Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam. Now, Mr. Frodo, you shouldn't make fun. I was being serious. So was I.
Now kiss. Kiss, damn it. I know you want to. So do it. there you have it. That was Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. What a movie, dude. Yeah, so I think it is safe to say that there are moments of this movie that aren't as good as the first one. Like I said, the humor is a little frustrating. It's mostly good, so I don't have too much of a gripe with it, but it comes in at a little inopportune times, in my opinion. Also, it is kind of just silly how OP all of the main characters are. Like, the stakes just don't feel as real in this one as compared to the first one, but I mean, still, the acting is phenomenal, the action is great, the set pieces, the CGI, the practical effects, everything looks and feels amazing. It really is just a fantastic trilogy. And even if you consider this the weakest of the three, which I'm not sure if I do or not, I'd have to rewatch the third one, which we'll get to soon, hopefully. It's still fantastic. It really is. There's not really a weak link in this trilogy, which there are in most, with The Godfather, the third one's the weakest. With the Dark Knight trilogy, once again, the third one's the weakest. There's always like a weak link in these trilogies, and that's why I view Lord of the Rings as being the best trilogy, because there is no weak link. All three are phenomenal. So yeah, that was fun to relive. As I fully expected, it fully lived up to my expectations. It holds up entirely, and I love the movie. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, don't forget to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Leave now and never come back!